Welcome back to MoMo on the Move. On today's episode, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Zach Johnson right over here. He is a fellow GOAT and homie. We met boxing with Team Sanchez, and it's been like, what, 2 years now?
It's been like 3 years.
3 years now boxing together. And you may have seen him on my Instagram story for our Social Sweat Club. It's our new boot camp that we've been running once a month. If you haven't been to one yet, what are you doing? It's free. It's vibracious. Come through.
Vibracious. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I invited Zach onto the podcast because I feel like he's a like-minded individual. He's cool as fuck. And he's probably the most positive person I know. And
really?
Look at his hat.
Wow.
You deserve to be happy too.
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, I just want to introduce you to MoMo on the Move's world and let them know, because I always feel like I have to plug you into you should meet Zach. So I'm just going to introduce Zach to the world through this podcast. And yeah.
Well, I want to say I appreciate you having me. This is awesome. I haven't done a podcast in a while.
Oh, cheers to that.
Cheers to MoMo on the Move. You gotta tap it on the table.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We're drinking hot tea in 100 degrees in jackets.
It's the only way to do it.
So we're gonna be glistening. It's gonna be hot. Love it.
Anyway, so, Zach, what brought you out to LA?
So I originally came to LA for music.
Okay.
I was in Ohio. I was selling cars. I was selling luxury cars. Shout out to Lexus.
Hey.
Awesome job. Long hours, but I really loved the grind. But after a while, it just felt kind of soulless.
Yeah.
And I would look at all the people around me and I'm like, I'll never forget, there's this guy, Bob, love him to death. But he had been there for 35 years, since Lexus started. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and he was rich because he had people just coming in at all times. People's grandkids were coming in who he originally sold a car to 20 years ago. Yeah. And it was cool, but I was just his back hurt all the time. He's all, I love you, Bob, but he was all fat. And,
a little heavy
yeah. And he's all crunched up and scrunched up. And I was just I was like, is this gonna be my life, dude? And I always wanted something different. So that was in Ohio. And one day I would do shows and stuff in Columbus, rap shows, and we did events. And
did you rap yourself?
Yeah. So I have a lot of hidden talents I haven't shown anyone yet. But
he's a Zach of all trades.
Yeah.
If you don't know, now you know. That was that moment.
Zach of all trades. Yeah, no, we did shows. I performed in front of 1,000 people before. I opened up for Nipsey Hussle, Post Malone,
no big deal.
Joe Budden, Mark Battle. Shout out Mark Battle, super cool guy. I opened up for a lot of people, but in Columbus it's it's a cool music scene, but it's nothing like here. So one day, dude, I left everything. I had a 401k at Lexus. Mm-hmm. I'd been there for 3 years. It had $8,000 in it, and I was cashed it out and just drove here, sold all my stuff, broke up with my girl, and dipped, dude. And I've been here ever since.
So you would say during that time, because that was going to be one of my questions, what was that pivotal moment for you where you were, because you're your own boss, you do whatever you want to do and you do it pretty well. So I wanted to know, what was that moment where you're you know what, I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to work for myself and live my best life. Yeah. And there it is.
Yeah, no, that's what it was. And something actually happened. So I met this guy through this artist program, and he kind of plucked me out, and he was hey, I want to offer you this internship kind of thing, but it was a reverse internship. He's you're gonna pay me to learn from me online. So I paid this guy $25,000.
He went to school again.
Yeah, literally. I paid him a year's tuition basically, and I would do YouTube seminars for him. I would build sales funnels. I learned how to do all this stuff from this guy but I was like paying him to work for him. So I'm like making him money. Dude, it was insane. Like,
so do you think he helped?
I mean, it changed my entire life. I wouldn't know how to do it. I didn't even know. Like, I went to Ohio State. I graduated college, and this guy taught me way more. So it was absolutely worth the money. But the pivotal moment, I was working on something at Lexus. My manager pulled me to the side, and he's like, "Yo." It was actually the company I just sold like 6 months ago. I was like working on that idea. Back. Yeah. Okay. So I was working on that idea while I was working at Lexus. It was called Radio Play Today. And it just helps artists get on the radio. Like, just basically bridging the gap between artists and radio. I'm like a middleman, just sending out people's music. And I'll never forget, my manager pulled me to the side. He's like, "I don't want to see no more of this." Was two things. Win-Win Events Group was the first business I started, and Radio Play Today. And he's like, "I don't want to see no more Win-Win or Radio Play Today on your computer. Otherwise, we're gonna have to have a talk." And I'm like, "Bro, like, I give y'all 14 hours a day, bro. Like, what? Like, I can't take a couple minutes on my lunch break to like work on my computer,
work on myself."
Yeah, like, and it was weird. And then
he knew that was.
I think he knew. Yeah, exactly. So I could see it was like crabs in a bucket. Yeah. And I was like, this is kind of weird. And then, like, being in Ohio and stuff, like, when you do shows and you're being kind of successful, you see people kind of start to turn like that. They're like, you shouldn't do that. And it's like, what is work? Like, what do you mean? Like, why shouldn't I? Haters. Dude, it's like, it's a really like crabs in a bucket mentality. It's pretty sad, honestly.
Yeah.
But so he said that to me, and he also said, "This is the most money you're ever gonna make in your life." And I was like, what the fuck?
That would have just
in that moment, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna quit here like very soon.
In that moment, he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, no, it was weird, but that was like the turning point. And then, like, I was going through it with my girl and stuff at the time too, so it was just like a lot.
Like, I just need to fucking turn the page.
Like, dude, yeah, it's time. And I literally drove here. Like,
damn.
Yeah.
Well, that takes.
It was. Weirdly enough, I wasn't scared. Like, it's like a scary thing, but I just pulled up, got an Airbnb, met somebody. I ended up staying in their house. I paid them like $800 a month in Hawthorne, actually. Roaches.
We're right around the corner.
Yeah, no, it was
we
like.
We got roaches though.
Yeah, we're right by the roaches.
Oh, God.
There's definitely no roaches here. This was a little bit more hood, but it was great.
Okay. I love that story, just because, like, I feel like everybody who comes out here doesn't really have the same exact story, obviously, but, like, there's always it's either they were stagnant or they just, like, had enough and they were just like, but not everyone can pull the Band-Aid and, like, leave.
And just go.
That takes a lot of courage. Like, nobody in my family was really here except for my dad's side, who I didn't grow up with, so it's like getting to know people all over again. And that was it. Like, I'm used to like 20 family members, like, down the block.
Yeah,
and
full support system.
Yeah, I left all that. And I was like, you know what? Let's just figure it out.
Yeah.
Only saved enough for a car. But anyway.
How do you feel about it now?
It was the best decision of my life.
Dude, cheers.
Best
cheers to
decision
that.
of my life.
Such a great idea.
Cheers.
Love that.
And then I started MoMo on the Move, so here we are.
Here we are. When you come here, you pretty much have to start a business. Like, even if you got a job, like, you better be doing some type of side hustle and also making yourself known.
Yeah. I think it's especially in, like, the creative world, because I feel like, you know, STEM majors and people in the science business, like, they have a path. Yeah. They have it. It's
there for them.
Yeah, and, like, the money is there for them. That's the path that my parents always wanted, but yeah, it just wasn't the path for me. But cheers to that.
No, really, cheers to that. And anybody who does do that, like, it's cool, because it does create comfort. Like, there's days where I'm fucking uncomfortable. Like, there's times where I have to make things happen where it's like you don't understand. I have to make this happen. Like, right. People are like, oh, what if it doesn't work? Like, no, it has to work. Like,
and you can't.
I don't have.
Yeah, you can't even think like that either. Because if you even have the slightest doubt, then that's you're your own downfall. So yeah, I feel that. So out of, like, all of your, I guess, endeavors and skills, what is the one skill that you're most passionate about? And then, like, what's the one skill? It could be the same. Mm-hmm. What's the one skill that you kind of want to be known for? Like, Zach Johnson, this.
So what do I want to be known for? That's a good question because I'm really passionate about everything I do.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like super cliche, but I'm super passionate about everything I do. I'm becoming really passionate about fitness, especially like training martial arts. Like as I learn jiu-jitsu, as I learn boxing, I'm like, dude, like this is like, it's like life. You know what I mean? Like when it's hard,
it's definitely
like,
a fucking lifestyle,
dude,
man.
like it's a real lifestyle. So you have to be passionate about that, and I'm becoming passionate about that. But I want to be known for being extremely versatile, but not versatile like I hate the term jack of all trades because it's like you're a jack, you're not a king. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
but you're a Zach, so it's different.
But I want to be known for someone who is quick to master things.
Adaptable.
Quick, adaptable learner. But quick, instead of being adaptable, I want to be a master. You know what I mean? Like I just sparred with pros. Only been boxing for like 3 years. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Same as music. Like, you know, I did music for a while, opened up for a lot of people. I kind of put that on pause because you gotta survive out here, honestly.
You gotta pay the bills.
You gotta pay the bills. So, but I would say the thing I want to be most known for is pulling money out of the sky. Like literally just creating money. I was telling MoMo, I was up all night last night because I thought of an idea and I'm like, I want to build it right now. I built so many websites. I know that I can build it. I built a membership website in like 9 hours. Like it used to take me like 3 weeks. I built it in 9 hours last night.
Bro,
so
write my script.
No, like so I think that's what I want to be known for, is somebody who can just make shit happen. Like
I love that.
That's what I'm passionate about.
Okay.
Passionate about not being in a box. I understand you have to be somewhat in a box for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
But I just want to be known as the fucking rich dude who does whatever he wants and lives life. Like we're here in this moment. I want to be able to do whatever I want to do. I want to be able to help anybody I want to help. You see people outside, like you see some creepers outside down the road, and I'm like, dude,
we're not far from Hawthorne.
Yeah, way far from Hawthorne. But to be able to get out and bless somebody like that, like I think that's what I want to be known for. Somebody who can create quick.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what? I know like what brought you out here, but like what like motivates you every day to get after it?
Creating freedom. Creating true freedom. Like I'm free right now. I have so much time freedom. But in this exact moment in time, I can't just hop on a jet and go to Spain.
Right.
I can, but I'm gonna pay for it later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so creating a true freedom and being able to, like, my vision for my life is to be like, hey, after this podcast, do you want to go to Australia? But like dead ass, you know what I mean? Like, be like, yeah, like I'm actually doing another podcast there. I'm gonna call 2 other people. Let's just go right now. That's my ultimate goal.
Same.
Yeah.
On top of like retiring my parents, but that is fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and like you said, retiring your parents. So like, what is retiring your parents to you?
Well, obviously for them, they don't need their income to survive. Like their house is paid off. All we gotta do pay taxes on that shit.
Fuck taxes.
Honestly, they probably wouldn't want to live there forever. They probably would want to go live in either El Salvador, that's where my dad's from, or the Dominican Republic, which is way better.
Yeah,
the island life, bro, like
way better.
So that would be my vision of retiring them. Then no stress, because my dad works. He's always worked. That's why I got my work. You
got that ethic from?
Yeah, that's from my dad, 100%. That man is a mule, but like he's like leveled up to a point where like now he's like the boss, and he's like a handyman tech kind of guy, a technician, but he's like been moved up to the supervisor. His plant that he works on is like #1 for the past 3 years, ever since he started working there, and the man has never sent an email. Now he's sending he emailed me the other day, and I was like, what?
You're like, dude, you send emails?
But he looks so much more stressed that I was just like,
it'd be great to take him out of that.
I would love for him to just chill the fuck out.
Do something that he wants to do.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what would you advise someone who maybe was in that position that we were in, that we felt stuck, like, what else does life have to offer?
You gotta jump off the cliff, dude. Like, this, it's not easy at all. Like, when I first moved here, I paid $800 a month. I stayed in, shitty room. Like,
you slept with the roaches.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Shout out to them, the super cool people. Like, don't want to be ungrateful, but
yeah.
Then after that, I met up with some people from Ohio. I slept on the floor for 6 months for $200 a month. Like, just creating ideas. The guy I paid $25,000 to, this is what I would tell them. It's $25,000 worth of information. It'll change your fucking life.
Damn.
He said no amount of money that anyone can pay you is worth the amount of information that you can acquire right now. It's worth the amount of time that you can spend on improving yourself for a better future. And I was like, damn, like that's...
Damn, he sold you the dream.
I mean, like,
Literally.
It really, like, just made sense. Because, like I said, I just built a membership website in 9 hours.
Yeah.
I'll drive Uber sometimes. If you drive Uber, you might make, like, if you drive Uber on the weekends, you can make like $400 in a day.
Yeah.
I built this membership website in 9 hours. 4 people sign up, I made $400. It's $100 a month.
There it is.
So it's like that, just flipping
working
that switch. Yeah.
Than working harder.
Flipping that switch and creating. But if you want to do something outside of work, you have to create. You have to be creating. But also tell them, like, get comfortable with failing, dude. Like, dude, like,
that's the scariest part.
That's the scariest. Everybody's scared to fail. Like, get comfortable with it, dude, because it just makes you better. 3 weeks ago, I sparred with the pros for the first time. I got fucking beat up, dude. I got beat up so, like, my eye was all swollen. I got hit in the chin. My jaw felt like it was like out of place. Like, I was like, my body was hurting. I'm like I got really beat up. Like, maybe like 2 minutes into like the 4th round, I was like, I need a second, bro. I'm like, give me a second. Yeah. But what did that do? Every day after that, I ran. Every single day. Yeah. Every day after that, I trained. We just sparred on Friday.
I could tell.
Dude,
the last day I trained, I was dying.
Dude. So now normally she's dying, but this time I'm like, yo, let's go. Like, because that gave me the motivation, because I failed 2 weeks ago. And I was like, dude, this fucking sucks. And I'm like, I'm not failing again. So same thing. Like, if
rewiring your mental.
Yeah, you have to get used to failing. There's this dude I follow, him and his wife. You know Alex Hormozy?
I've heard of him, but I don't follow him.
So him and his wife, they're like entrepreneurs, but one video I watched, she said, going into like sales, you want to go in and try to get as many no's as possible. She's like, so think, how fast can I get to 15 no's?
Okay.
Instead of thinking, oh, they said no, I'll never sell anything, or nobody will ever buy my shit. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, when I first made these, nobody bought anything, But 5 years ago, I'd be like, fuck, I'm just gonna delete the website. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but now I'm like, dude, who gives a fuck? Like, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I know what the vision is. And then what happens? People start buying. It sells out in fucking 10 minutes the next time I drop it. So it's like, all right, cool. It worked. But if I'd have quit...
In case you were wondering, I'll drop the link right
here. Wingear.com. Winxgear.com. Don't get it twisted. It's gear for winners. Winners only.
There we go. So, we've talked about how you got here, what motivates you, what the key to life is, essentially, which is creating. If there was one place you could go to right now to just live, like he just... a couple months ago just came back from Tulum after he just lived his best life over there.
I love Tulum so much. Like, so much.
World traveler.
Shout out to the Mayans, man. Like, they really show so much love. I'm an honorary Mayan, they told me. So
they told you?
Yeah.
They said, all right, Zach, you're in. Blood brothers.
I got jumped into the Mayans. So,
well, you can take it a couple hits now.
Yeah.
So what is another place that you would like to live, to just like live, work? Thailand. Why?
Number one, I just had Thai tea for the first time.
Oh my God.
I was just telling her about
Thai
this.
Tea.
Thai milk tea. I just had it for the first time like a week ago, and I was telling her I've had it every single day since. It's
diabetes.
So delicious. It's so good. Like, so good. So I'll go to Thailand because I want to train Muay Thai. They have a really good fighting gym out there called Tiger Muay Thai.
Okay.
So I want to train out there, and also I really like the island humidity vibes. So that's definitely next. Also Australia. All the girls are like golden out there. Huge fan.
Guess he foreshadowed that before.
Yeah.
Like if we were to go to Australia right now.
Yeah, right now.
Hint, hint.
I was waiting to throw that there. So. What about you? Where'd you go?
If I could go anywhere right now, Thailand is top 3. It's on the list, but I want to go back to Greece. Greece was just epic. I mean, when I went, I did a Euro trip with Alexa, my best friend. Y'all know her.
Shout out Alexa.
Shout out Alexa. We visited France, Amsterdam, Greece, Italy, Spain in like the span of 20 days. And like, not to mention the cities in between, like, and like 3 islands. Like, it was the most exhausting trip I've ever been on in my entire life, but I got to see everything, and like there was not one day I didn't sweat. Like we were with our backpacks, just like figuring it out, and then once you kind of figured out how these people maneuver, you're like, oh, gotta go on the train or the plane to hop onto the next one. But I feel like when I went to Greece just like the people were kind of like Latinos in a sense. They were just like in your face, like loving, like, what can I get for you? Like, they fed you. Their food is fire, by the way.
Yeah.
Greek food, Mediterranean food. Mwah. And the vibes are right. I was on an island. Like, I was in Santorini. I was in Mykonos. Athens was a little grungy, but I mean, like, the ruins was, you were literally, you went back in time.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Could you, like, feel the energy there?
Yeah, like, I wanted to be a Spartan there. I wanted to just yeah. But Greece is definitely one that I would just jump to.
That's where you would go back to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I definitely want to go to Thailand. It's been on my list. And Bali, Bali, like,
Bali looks pretty cool. It also looks like those people are ruining it. Like,
yeah, all these Instagrammers. I'm like, wow, that looks beautiful. What's behind this?
Yeah, exactly.
But I want to go.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely still gonna go and check it out.
Okay, so besides traveling, this is the last question we'll end it on. Because we're on the move always. What is the next move?
The next move. There's a lot of next moves.
I know, like out of one of your departments, music, merch, website designing, fighting. Or when is the fight date? Like,
so this is my
pulling
vision.
Up.
I have this vision.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it out here that I'm gonna get paid $250,000 to beat somebody up. Number 1, it's gonna be amazing.
Can't wait.
Number 2, obviously traveling around the world and stuff like that. But to me, I look at that as like an automatic thing. I look at that as like a spur of the moment thing, like where you're making so much money. It's like, my goal is $5,000 a day. My first goal. So,
$5,000 a day, $250K fight.
$250K to beat somebody up, $5,000 a day. Selling more wind gear, but that goes into the $5,000 a day.
Okay.
And then also starting back releasing songs.
Okay, like your personal songs, or just like.
I have a lot of productions out. Like, I produce for a lot of people, but like me actually like singing, rapping, doing stuff like that.
Drake vibes?
You'll see.
What's the vibe? What's the vibe?
I would say, Zach vibes.
Okay.
It's Zach Wilde. So that's how you'll find me. WILDE. My real name is Zach Johnson, but on the internet I'm Zach Wilde.
Now you know.
And I'm actually gonna legally change my name to that too, because it's way sicker.
I love that idea for you.
It's so much sicker. Johnson's a slave name. Like, I'm cool on that.
Yeah, Johnson is just it's a little too basic for this kind of man.
Dude, my name is Zach Johnson.
When I said dude. Zach Johnson, I was like, that feels like not right.
It feels like, but Zach Wilde sounds sick.
Zach Wilde sounds like he wrote a book or something.
Yeah, exactly. Did a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
What did you want to be when you were a little kid?
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
The first thing that I wanted to be was a basketball player.
Really?
Because I loved ball.
Yeah.
Like, I literally was such a little tomboy. Yeah. I'm still a tomboy. But, like, I would play. This is why my parents thought I was going to be a lesbian growing up. They were like, this girl's playing ball.
They're like, she hooping, bro.
Yeah, she's hooping too much. And that was dead ass what was on my 5th grade yearbook.
You want to be a hooper?
A hooper. I said basketball player. Yeah. And then I grew up and I was like, I still haven't grown since like the 5th grade. So I was like, yeah, my dreams of being a hooper is just crushed. I played all throughout high school. Yeah. I still love basketball. I'll still cross you up. But I have to make a return. But I love the sport.
Yeah, dude, we got a hoop. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I just kept watching all these movies, and I love Disney, bro. I love Disney growing up. And then I was like, I want to be on that shit.
Yeah.
I want to be an actor.
Yeah.
And then in my last year of high school, I was hooping, but I was like, I'm about to be the female Troy Bolton right now and fucking audition for this play and musical. And I got it I did the play in the fall and the musical in the spring, but I was like still balling.
Yeah.
I was like going from practice to rehearsals. Yo, it was, and then I auditioned to like a bunch of colleges. My mom's like, all of a sudden you just want to be so basketball to acting. My mom's having a heart attack. She's like, what happened to lawyer, doctor, architect?
You're like, nah.
You know, these immigrant parents, they want stability. So I was just like, it's just not for me though. And then I double majored because I was like top 10 in my graduating high school class. So I didn't have to take a lot of classes going into college that I like were the main like early classes, like the intro classes. So I graduated on time with 2 majors. I was a theater major and digital media management. And then I was like, all right, let's move to LA. Well, it took me a while. It took me like maybe 2 years of me in New York just being wild and reckless. And I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, I need to put this to use. And then I just moved here, just had enough for a car, bought the car the first week. And then I feel like it was like the biggest blessing. I met all my people like within the first 2 weeks of me being here.
Yeah.
Vero, Amina, Thor, I met like maybe 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
Sterling, and they're still here. Like, it's crazy. Sanchez, I've been training with the guy for 4 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so it was the biggest blessing, and I created a family away from my family, and my family's met this family, and it just all worked out. So
It's a beautiful, cohesive thing.
yeah. And that's all we got on this episode of MoMo on the Move.
Thank you for having me, Momo.
Peace, of course.
I'm super hyped to be a part of Momo on the Move.
Hey.
Make sure you get your gear. She gave me some really cool shorts. They're super comfortable.
There it is.
And also
This is my advertisement right here.
make sure you come to our social sweat club.
Hey.
It's gonna be on July 15th.
July 15th.
Get your ass over there. We're gonna sweat together. It's gonna
Yes.
be big booty Latinas twerking. It's gonna be
Glorious.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Like, pull up. And it's free. And we'll bring protein shakes. It's donation-based party, social, sweat vibes.
What more could you ask for? And that's all we have for you on this episode of MoMo on the Move.
Thank you again for having me.
Peace.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That was awesome. Super quick.
That's it. That's